Casper's ghost. He is Brother Dan Vale.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning
How
to
you
you.
doing, Phil?
Oh, we're doing fine. We're doing fine. Right here on Cloud 9. Folks out there
right.
tell me.
Nah, I'm not on cloud nine.
You're not on Cloud 9?
Nah, you got to be smoking some stuff or doing some stuff.
Yeah, to be on Cloud 9, yeah.
It was a great song, though.
It really was. It really was. So he'd be 78 right about now. So, yeah.
Who's 78?
Oh, something we were talking about earlier.
Oh, okay.
No, we're not going to continue that
Yeah.
line of thought, that line of conversation. It's not.
It's not productive.
It's not productive, nor is it necessary. Yeah. We're not Howard Stern. So where are you today? You sound like you're actually at home today.
I am. What is it? The happy tone in my voice, the lack of deep depression, the resentment is gone.
I am, in fact, a sound engineer.
We don't hear the truck engine.
I don't tell my secrets. I don't. It's not so much the truck engine. I'm not telling all my secrets, but I knew he was at home.
Yeah.
Is the lovely Miss Linda sitting next to you?
She is not. She is at her. We call it the West Wing because we live in side-by-side apartments in the same complex, or right across the hall from me. So she's over there listening in. Good morning, Miss Linda.
Okay, there you go.
Good
See, that's the
morning.
first time in 3 weeks you didn't got it right. So, not that I was counting.
She keeps telling me, I love that Dan Walker. He remembers me.
See?
Mm-hmm.
See, there's a reason, my brother. This is wisdom born at, hey, See, what I've learned is that if you remember them at 7 o'clock in the morning, they'll remember you at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Now, I was hoping that, it's still working on it, Although I have to confess that at 2 o'clock in the morning, anything would be useless. And that's an effort that's best put in a jar and
just leave it alone. Bishop is leaving. He is leaving the show. We have lost Bishop. Come back. Shane, come back. Shane, come back.
I'd be sleeping. I don't care.
I don't know. Again, see, you're still talking. You need to just move on. Oh, my goodness.
Okay.
Yes, this is a gospel radio program. We are pastors and preachers and bishops, and Brother Dan is a chaplain. Chaplain Neera is going to try to join us in the second hour. She's a little bit under the weather right now, so we're looking forward to hearing from her in the second hour. It's interesting that we have just you this morning because I'm thinking of just like putting you on the grill and just roasting you a little bit. Again?
Oh.
Are you talking to Bishop? You're talking to Bishop, aren't you?
No, I'm talking to you.
Darn.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I want to know what you think about what I listened to I don't know what he was. He might have been a preacher. He might have been an activist. I don't know what he was. But I want to know what you think about what he has to say. His premise is that all black Americans should actually not be worshiping the white Jesus that is promulgated by the colonizers. That if we were to be true and want to be a true worshiper of God, we should be Muslim. Because the Muslim religion is the only one that truly affirms the blackness of our heritage, that being from Africa. What say you, Brother Dan Vale?
Now you fasten your seatbelts. Listen. If I was the devil and I wanted to distract an entire race of people, I would feed them stories like that. because our walk with God has nothing to do with the hue of our skin. Bishop, you're the only one that I'm in my circle today that uses the word hue, and
Okay.
I love it because I was a painting contractor, a very high-end painting contractor, and I found out that I could charge like about 30% more to rich ladies on the South Shore if I used the word hue instead of color. Yeah. They'll pay more for a hue or a shade.
Well,
But
I'm a painter as well.
okay, it seems to go with it's the second foot to trucking, and I don't know. Well,
Yeah, he drove truck. He was over.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was over the road for a
Yeah.
while. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was local for a while, and some would say I
Yeah.
probably still am.
Yeah. But back to my point, and I'm going to throw this out as a challenge to you, my black brothers, and our black listeners. Walking with God has nothing to do with the color of your skin. Mm-hmm. Every one of us has sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. White, black, brown, green, whatever. Mm-hmm. Every single one of us. And so long as you're chasing blackness, you can't be chasing Jesus. We need to chase Jesus. And all this stuff that black people get sidetracked with, this is all going to expire when the trumpet goes. This is all going to be null and void. When that trumpet goes and we get called up there, it's gone. It's done. It's finished. I assure you, you don't want justice, even though you think you do. You don't want justice, because justice for every single one of us before God means us hanging on a cross with our name nailed on the top. If we want to experience God's grace, we got to realize we've sinned and people have sinned against us. And it's all sin. But God has directed our paths and directed our steps so that we can get through this, get past this, and serve Him from wherever we are. That's what I would want to emphasize to not just our black listeners and my black, friends and family. I don't have any black people in my family, but it's
That
you know what I mean.
Of.
That I know of. Yeah. That's right. But that's the thing that you should be focusing on. Not about how do we find the what's right for black people. What's right for black people is the same thing as what's right for white people across of our own. Get up and pay for our own sins. That's what justice is. We don't want justice. We want divine mercy. We want forgiveness. So that's my response.
I don't believe that I would use the word justice unless we're dealing with specifically a court case.
Okay.
What black people here in America and around the globe have been fighting for. But since we're in America and I in fact am an American, we have been fighting for and marching for and protesting for equality. Mm-hmm. There's a difference between justice and equality.
Equality in what measure? What type of equality are you specifically referring to?
Equality in fair housing, equality in fair banking, equality in fair education, equality in what we would consider the tenets of the Constitution, to be recognized and accepted as equal to every other human being in this great land of ours.
How are black people not experiencing equality in, say, banking?
Well,
You want that one up?
oh yeah. So the answer to that question is quite simple. We walk into the bank together, you and I. And you know what? I told this story before. I'll just tell it again. This is an actual true story. This happened. There was a period of time when I was doing service calls to commercial establishments because I was there to repair their internal PA systems, with the satellite music. I got called to go to a bank in Lexington. This particular day, my supervisor, my dispatcher, the person I answered to, rode with me. He rode with me. He's going to ride with all the drivers. He rode with me because I had the highest repair rate with the lowest callback. So he's going to start at the top with me. I use the less gas. My vehicles require the least amount of maintenance, especially brakes, all that stuff. So he's going to ride with me. I am the only one of me that works at the company. Do I need to explain that? Do I need to explain when I say I'm the only one of me?
No.
Okay. That works at the company. He looks like you. Surprise, surprise. That day, he dressed in the clothes that we have to wear. So we were all, he dressed in a uniform. So he doesn't, other than the fact that he's Caucasian, he doesn't look like anybody else. We get to the bank in Lexington. I have my work order. I have the truck sitting outside in the parking lot with the big sign on it saying where the truck is from and the company name, in big red, it's a white van with big red letters and black letters on the side of it. You look out the window, you can see it. And in the back, I'm just saying, it's obvious I have a work order. I have my little tin folder that the work orders go in. I have all of that. I say, I'm here to repair the PA system, to look at your PA system. There's a problem. And I could actually hear the problem when I got there because I listening to it when I walked in the building. The bank first of all, the first person that approached me said, please wait here. She went and got the branch manager, who came back. I had to give him my work ID, my driver's license, the work order, show him a copy of the work order, get the thing approved, who was the person that called. I did all of that. They never asked the other guy one thing. And when we got...
He's with you.
He was with me, but...
And you're the point guy.
They don't know that. We walked in together. They don't know who the point guy is. They came to me and asked me why I was there. You see what I mean? They never went. We're side by side. They didn't go to him first, so he could point to me. They came to me, and that's fine. I speak up. I had no issue with it. What I'm trying to show you is I had to, and they didn't, and I didn't have to. I could have pointed to him and say, you handle this. I could have done that, but I didn't. That's one example. And when we got back to the truck, he said, wow, do you go through this? I said, I go through this every day. This was a minor. This was simple. Usually they send someone to walk, to just shadow me.
Well, you already had a shadow.
Yeah.
I mean, just for comparison, I drive a tractor trailer over the road. I go and load this, that, and the other thing on a signature. I go to haul drinking water or Gatorade, and I have to do what you just went through. ID, passport, birth certificate.
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating, but it's insane, and I don't know why. I don't know why, but some places do that. I can see where banks want to know exactly who is in there checking out their establishment.
Okay, so now that's just on the business end.
Mm-hmm.
You and what I started to say is, and I was using our station manager, who is, as I said, dressed to the nines today. He looks fantastic when he dresses up. It's what I would call going to the bank attire. I was taught that when you went to the bank, you should dress up. That's just part of the upbringing. Especially if you're going to ask for a loan or whatever, you definitely have to go properly.
Mm-hmm.
I would dress to the nines. You can walk in off the road. Who gets the loan?
Well, probably neither of us, because I know where I'm at on the FICO scale right now.
But what I'm trying to tell you is that all of those things are secondary to the very first thing they see. The fact that these Arab gentlemen who had been in this country less than a month signs for enough money by signature for 40 washing machines and dryers to open a dry cleaners, a laundromat in a black neighborhood that has a project close to it within walking distance. And he did it on a signature. And he's not even from this country. He's Caucasian.
You have to understand, white people are pretty fired up about that too.
Okay. But you're fired up about it because it now affects you. Who do you think the Depression affected more, black people or white people?
Oh, I'm sure it affected poor people first, of which black people were very well represented.
Hold on to your hat. Are you sitting down?
Yes.
The Depression had little to no effect on the black American. You know why?
Why?
We weren't allowed to keep money in your banks. You didn't know that, did you?
No.
Yeah.
Did you thank God for that? Come on.
Well, of course I
gotta give credit when credit's due.
But
bad term of bad.
Yeah, that's a really that's a real bad choice of words there. Give credit where credit. I'm just trying to. But see, you didn't know that.
No.
Bishop, am I on point?
You're absolutely correct. We kept our money between a mattress,
Mm-hmm.
in a can, in the ground beside a tree,
Something.
hidden somewhere where we had immediate access to it. Banks would not even take our money.
Yeah. So what I'm trying to tell you, you asked the question, well, how does the banking industry, what do they have to answer for? Well, in one respect, yes, you could easily say, as you said, did you thank God for that? I understand what you're saying, but the fact of the matter is, sorry. The fact of the matter is that the system in and of itself, let's see, I appreciate the direct message. Okay, that doesn't support me. Well, keep it up though. I'm happy for you and the crew. Okay, well, I don't know how I don't support you, but if you wish to tell me, that would be good. I'm reading a response. I sent some requests out. So please let me know how I don't support you, okay? I'd be interested in hearing that. The banking system supported redlining. The banking system supported the fact that black people were not allowed gentrification to buy homes in certain areas, and once a black person managed to buy a home in that area, the banks, the people who set the property values, would begin to devalue the properties around, just because there was a black family living on that street.
And that happens today, but and it happens today because
for the same reason. I'm sorry, Brother Dan, but there isn't really a but there. It's continuing because once again, African Americans, black people here in these Americas, are viewed as subdominant and less than human.
Well, but they couch it in saying you don't have the credit rating, you don't have the ability. Now, don't get me wrong. See, here's the problem. Here's the problem. I did not want to believe that the justice system was prejudiced. I wanted to believe that the reason that there are so many black people in jail is because black people commit more crimes. I truly wanted to believe that, because it doesn't make sense to me when you have 14, 15, okay, 18%, even if it was as high as 20, and it's not, of black Americans in this country, in this continent. You know, I've driven from one end of this country to the other. You have, we all have. I know where I'm an oddity. Okay, I know where I'm an oddity because I walk in and the music stops.
Yeah.
Okay, and the cameras come out. Oh, look, Myrtle, black people.
Yeah.
So, but when you look at the prison system, and it's 60, 70% black American. Men.
Yeah.
Somewhere, somehow.
Don't push past this. You're 60 to 70% black men, and we only make up to 13% of the population in its total.
Yeah, black American. If you put all the different colors in, what is it, 22, 23% maybe? So I cannot, as a rational human being, as a man of science, which I profess to be, as somebody that understands what, you can't repair something if you don't understand something, and if you can't follow a logical path, you can't repair anything. What's it doing? What's it supposed to do? What do you want it to do? Okay.
So who's committing the crime then?
See, you asked me about the banking industry. You said, how are banks different? How are banks holding back the black people? And what I'm trying to tell you is I cannot overlook obvious issues when it comes to the banking industry and what they have done to the black American. Do you know how important it was for black Americans to own their own homes in the 40s and 50s?
Oh, it was big, huge.
And you know how hard it was for that to happen?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let me put it to you this way. At some point in my life, I owned in my name an acre of land in one spot, another 2 acres in another spot. I also was trying to purchase a separate home in a third spot, and was denied the loan for the third spot, although my credit score was more than acceptable. On top of that, I had in my 401k more than enough for a down payment.
Now, here's the thing.
Now, my coworker, who happened to be a Caucasian young man, owned one home, but he went and bought a boat, a truck to pull the boat, all within 6 months of coming to work.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's the thing. And I want everybody to hear this. Dan's heart is as, I don't want to say pure, but let's say Dan's heart is in exactly the right place.
He's untainted.
He's untainted. Okay? Your description of the person was spot on. Mm-hmm. Absolutely on point. You are completely right. It is all a tool of the enemy, a trick of the enemy. Mm-hmm. But the enemy has I don't want to say inculcated because that's not right. The enemy has in his plans, in his desire to rule and cover everything, little things that make it difficult for everybody to get along. Mm-hmm. Starting in the family.
Yeah.
We all know families that when the party starts, when the cookout starts, everybody's good and great and fine and having a great time,
and then something pops off.
And then right, something's going to go off, and if you're smart, you have a good time and you get out before the first, as I say, you get out before the first yeehaw. Because after the first yeehaw, you know it's all going downhill. So the enemy's doing his job very well. And you said it yourself. Part of the enemy's job is to blind those who will not see the reality. Now, here's where I differ from some of my more radical people. I see everything that you see, maybe not quite as intense, but I haven't let it stop me from looking for the good in everybody.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
Okay? I don't assume the white man is my enemy. Okay? Because my biggest enemy is the person I look at in the mirror. I would say when I shaved, but I shaved today in my truck without looking. So
You did a good job.
I did a good job?
Yeah.
Thank you. It's my face. I should know where everything is on it. Okay. So another look. Oh my goodness. I'm happy you folks don't have laser eyes. I'd just be cut up like crazy.
Are you saying you got a face that was made for radio?
Oh, believe me, I have a face that was made for radio. Are you kidding? My face was actually made for books. Never mind radio. Never mind radio. Sheesh. You know. What I'm trying to say is that, yes, I'm a few bricks shy of a load when it comes to certain things. But I can't ignore the fact it's out there. And I can't ignore the fact that it's all a trick of the enemy. And yes, this whole back to Africa. I remember when did you know there was a back to Africa movement? You being from Canada may not have heard about it.
No.
Yeah, of course not. Mm-hmm. But during the 60s, some of the
70s as well.
Yeah.
Into the 70s.
Yeah, well, okay, during the 70s,
Yeah.
I became aware of it a lot earlier because, you know.
Well, you would have to go back probably to the late 30s into the 40s with Marcus Garvey. Mm-hmm. Back to Africa movement. Also through the Black Panther Party for self-defense. It even took hold in the feminist movement as well.
Yeah. See, the enemy has done his job so well that the feminist movement, I became aware of it during the 1890s, the suffragettes.
Right.
The 1890s?
Well, the 1890s were like the flappers, but at the same time, the suffragettes, I think, was that the 20s, early 20s?
Suffragettes would have been the 1890s. The flappers would have been during the 20s and 30s.
Okay. So the idea that the women wanted the vote, the women wanted to have their place. Well, these are white women, by the way. In the movie A League of Their Own, there's a very powerful scene that nobody talks about, but it was phenomenal. When at the first day they're looking to see who's going to be going home and that whole bit, a ball is hit and a black woman catches it barehanded and hands it to the white girl. Hands it to Rosie or was Madonna or somebody, but she fields it and catches it in her dress, in her street clothes, and she catches it barehanded, and she just looks at her like, you may be trying to do something here, but don't get it twisted. We're out there too, and we're just as good, but we don't have the opportunity. See, the League of Their Own was about how the feminist league, there were no black women on that league.
None.
They were not allowed.
Well, baseball itself was segregated for many years. Black players couldn't play with white players.
Right.
It wasn't until Jackie Robinson came into the league with New York Yankees.
Yeah. And the Red Sox were the last team. I don't know sports. I know this. The Red Sox were the last team to have a black player
added to their roster.
Now, what does all that mean? How do we ignore that? What are we supposed to draw? What are we supposed to draw from that? And here's the problem.
Since you started, we tout the boxing world, and after Jack Johnson became heavyweight champion
by completely annihilating the white champion,
there wasn't, blacks weren't even allowed to fight for any notable championship for over 25 years before another black boxer was even allowed to fight for a championship.
I did not know that.
Over 25.
I did not know that. Do you know who the first black performer on MTV was? Dan?
Who?
Huh?
No.
Michael Jackson.
I never watched MTV.
Oh, I did. I watched it from its inception. I was there when they killed the Radio Star. The very first video, the very first song on MTV was Video Killed the Radio Star by the Buggles, I think.
I have always been too active to really watch TV with any purpose.
Oh, okay. I wish I could say the same.
I'm going to help you today, okay? Before we're done, I really want to help you today. Hattie McDaniels won Best Supporting Actress for Gone with the Wind. And she played a black maid. And when she went to receive the Oscar, she was not even allowed in the venue. They had to set up a separate table for her away from her other cast members. Okay.
Wow.
Where she sat alone.
You see, why are we saying this? Why are we even going back down this route? The idea is to bring us all together. The idea is we are united in Christ, and we cannot forget the fact that we're united in Christ, but we also can't forget what Christ has saved each and every one of us from individually and collectively, and how the enemy has managed to destroy this country at its very seam. The whole fact that this country, I told the story about Marco Rubio when he spoke at the United Nations, and it really annoyed me when he listed the United States accomplishments throughout the years, and never once gave credit to the actual people who helped these things happen, i.e., the black race. And I get why he didn't.
But he was when he counted you as an American.
And I said just about to say that. I get that he was accounting for for America's progress,
That's gratuitous.
But
that's
America's
gratuitous at best.
Yeah, America still has not apologized. Now, I'll just state this. I am not a proponent for reparations because I have not yet heard a formula that can be put into place fairly, so that so you're punishing the people who deserve to be punished, and not the people who aren't, because many families marched with Dr. Martin. Yes.
Here's why reparations will not work here. Because if it is done correctly, America is going to go broke.
Interesting.
It's going to go broke.
Interesting. That could be a topic for another time.
Think about this. African Americans who were freed from slavery in 1865 were promised, each one now was promised 40 acres and a mule. If each of their descendants gets 40 acres and what would be equivalent to a mule today, America's going broke.
Well, we can always get them the cheapest car.
Still,
America's going broke.
Still.
But then the question, and again, I don't want to get off into that. I'm just saying that, yes, I am an American. No question about it. But when will, oh boy, this is difficult. When will everybody understand that everybody has a hand in somebody's subjugation? Because as a black man, I have to answer for every black man that got every woman pregnant and walked out. And I don't have an answer for that. I really don't, because to me, that's the worst thing you can possibly do.
Yep.
But I can't ignore a system that made it profitable in the short term.
Before
I won't say
1967.
Yeah.
Before 1967.
I think I know where you're going.
Okay. Most of your black families were two-parent homes.
Yes. Before not the Civil Rights Act, the
war on poverty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Before the war on poverty.
All right. Both mom and dad were home.
Right.
All right. But then with the war on Poverty Act, we turned around and women were told, well, you can't have a man in the house. If you've got a man, you can't get food subsidies. You
Right.
can't. Come on.
Free housing and all that stuff.
Right. But now I can't support this, but I think you have purported that was done deliberately because the white women didn't have to put up with that nonsense.
Exactly. They didn't.
Okay. I do recall that, my uncle was a player, so to speak. My uncle was not a good person. So I do recall, I always referred to him as a ghetto rooster, because the first of the month he would go visit the hens And I'll just leave it like that.
Yeah.
Because the first of the month, the hens got, we're giving out eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody got the metaphor? Everybody understand?
Of course.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
So that's what he did. So he was not a good representation of a black man. Wasn't honorable. To the least, it wasn't honorable at best.
Here's the kicker to that. As much as he was that rooster on the first of the month, there were also white males doing that too.
Oh, yeah.
They were doing it differently though.
How so?
Okay. They would, their propensity was to frequent houses of ill repute.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting.
It was more acceptable. It was even, you look at the relationships between in the 1800s. In every saloon house, there was a brothel,
Right.
or a madam.
Upstairs, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Which always bothered me about Gunsmoke, because
Yeah, Miss Kitty.
Miss Kitty, yeah.
Everybody loved Miss
Everybody
Kitty. Never
loved
thought
Miss-
about what she did for a living.
Well, it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Talk about whitewashing.
Yeah, exactly.
A program.
But it was very accurate nonetheless.
Yeah. And to take that further, white Christian men who were in church on Sunday morning
Yeah.
just left the saloon the night before.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And most likely,
Yeah.
not just left the downstairs saloon.
I'm talking about upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Either way, you got to pay.
either way, you got to pay.
And you're going to pay both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how can we be truly forgiven if we don't acknowledge our sins? Salvation is based on me going to the Lord and saying, look, I'm a sinner. Now, in church, we would say I'm a sinner. But in real life, I am an adulterer. I am a liar. I am a thief. I'm homosexual. I'm a pedophile. I'm all of these things. And such were some of you.
Pastor Dan,
Yes.
Dan Vale has never owned a slave.
No. And
Never what?
never owned a slave.
He's never owned a slave.
Yeah.
So the argument is, why should he have to apologize for something that he never did?
And that is a legitimate argument. Why do I have to apologize? We were talking about this earlier. Why do I have to apologize for Will Smith smacking Chris Rock? Because he's a black American male and I'm a black American male. Why do I have to apologize for what he did? Now, the issue becomes the institutionalization, well, there's a big word, of the separation.
Systematic racism.
Well,
Okay? As long
systematic or systemic?
both. As long as I don't have to look at you and acknowledge that you've been wronged, although I didn't do it, but I continue to perpetuate the system and the mechanisms that keep you subdominant to me.
The problem is, how do I, all of us sitting here, and not even to a lesser extent, probably to a greater extent, Chaplain Nera, all of us here have studied the Word of God. And the only limitation to our understanding of that Word is our diligence in studying of that Word. The time that we put in by ourselves, doing whatever we do, however we study, and then be able to give that Word out in a way that other people can understand it, is strictly an individual thing. So how do we ensure that we represent Jesus the Christ the best way we can? Well, the Bible is very clear. We study to show ourselves approved, a workman needing not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. On an individual basis, we can do that. But how do you do that in an institution?
Well, I think that there is some institutional corruption. We'll just call it corruption that causes issues for black people. But it's not just black people that suffer from it. I mean, and I'll just use from my personal experience, as you say every week, I'm whiter than Casper's ghost. I am as white Aryan as they get, and then dipped in bleach. You know, that's the Canadian part of me.
Yeah.
Yes. Based on this theory that we're talking about, I should be living in privilege, and yet I owned a home once in the town of Scituate, very beautiful home. Within a week of purchasing it, the woman that I bought it with started the process of getting me out. And there was absolutely nobody in the justice system, starting from the police to the district attorney's office to the judge, that would uphold the law as it benefited me. They turned their back on me, and I'm the only guy you will ever meet who was charged, tried, convicted, and sentenced of breaking into his own house because I went in to move my furniture out. That's the truth.
And forgive me if I say it this way. That's what gives you credibility on this panel. Seriously.
Dare I say, with all of that being divulged, you are still privileged.
I am privileged, but my privilege doesn't come from my skin color.
Of course it does.
My privilege, no, it doesn't, comes from my attitude.
Okay, we'll just hold that right there. Okay. My privilege comes from my ability, and my privilege ultimately comes from God's blessing on my life. And each and every one of us can say that. Mm-hmm. What I don't think, well, yeah, 5 minutes. Oh my goodness. What I don't think, what I'm trying to get across, and what I want you, the one thing I want you to take from this is your privilege that you don't know that you have is what I don't have.
Which is?
You're white.
But what benefit are you being denied today?
Well,
that
right,
I am being afforded
right now, at this moment, nothing. Okay. We are equal in Christ.
Yep.
You're not going to the white heaven. I'm not going to the black heaven.
We're not really discussing a theological debate here. When it comes to racism in America, when it comes to racism, we're speaking specifically of the system the government set up, the view of dehumanizing black people as opposed to white people. And I once again, I hate saying black people and white people because there are none.
Right. I'm not black, you're not white. And the only reason we're doing this, the only reason that I thought this needed to be done, starting with the Black History Month only having 28 days, which has always bothered me because Black history is actually 365 days, just as white history is 365 days. But I
And
guarantee
we don't even get a day.
and you don't get a day. And the reason you don't get a day is because every day is your day, is what some people would say.
I would say it.
Okay. Listen, we only have a few minutes left. I'm looking at my engineer who is picking his toenails.
I mean, I understand the visual that many black people would have.
How can you
Out there in
possibly
the-
understand it?
Because
you were wronged? Because you felt
No.
the long arm of injustice?
no, I'm about to tell you why.
Then I should shut up and listen.
That's right. I can understand the visual when you're putting your back into it and you're not getting anywhere and the whole world is stacked against you, and you look over and you say, wow, okay, well, that white guy just bought a new car and I'm working just as hard as he is. I get how that feels. But I think what gets lost is that we are all putting our back into it. We're all just, one